Welcome, boys and ghouls. We're back after a 1 week hiatus, but you didn't miss much. Just a whole hum 3 and 3 week for us. We didn't correctly forecast the Bears hanging 33 in the rain in New England. There's that. It's like the Papa Vampire said when his son asked him at his first Little League game how to hold a bat, and he said, "Well, son, by the wings, of course." Ha 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 ha. But now on to one of the scariest weeks of the year for bettors. It's week 8. We're dodging tricks and hunting treats. Here are our against the spread picks for an All Hallows Eve slate of NFL action. Game number 1, the Raiders of Las Vegas in the Superdome at New Orleans. Let me tell you, both teams here have been scoring and not playing much defense. Pretty scary defense, I'd say. It's 5 straight overs for the Raiders and 4 straight for the Saints. Laissez le bon temps rouler, as they say in the Big Easy. I am, however, a little worried about a banged-up offensive line for the Saints. That's a nightmare for Alvin Kamara. I think the Raiders have more momentum. They're better coached right now, and they have more healthy playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. Pick number 1 of the week, it's the Raiders, -1.5. Game number 2 features the monsters of the Midway, the New York Giants, traveling to the great Pacific Northwest to take on the screeching Seattle Seahawks and the 12th man. There are a handful of teams blowing expectations out of the proverbial water this year. We've got 2 of them right here. I am loving this Geno Smith renaissance. Should we take a look at the league-wide quarterback rankings by QBR? Number 1, Joshua Allen. That tracks. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Of course he is. Number 3, Geno. Unbelievable. So you've got a quarterback and you've got Kenny Walker lugging the rock. That kid looks like he knows what he's doing out there. The 12th man thought they'd have a year off this year, but they don't. But I just don't know. The Giants. I thought last week was the week to fade, and we faded, and we had Jacksonville. It didn't work out for us. They found a way. They keep finding a way. 5-0 straight up as underdogs this week. And I think the Dable over Carroll is a little bit of an edge in the coaching matchup also. I'm getting 3 points. I got to take them. I think more likely than not, one team wins this game 19-18 or 22-21, something bizarre like that. I just don't know who it is, but I get 3, so it doesn't matter. We're taking the Giants +3 points. Game number 3, it's the Arizona Cardinals in their blood red uniforms, leaving the desert and taking on the Minnesota Vikings. I'll tell you, I'm not usually a big believer in an offensive player making a huge difference on the spread, especially when that player is not a quarterback. But let me tell you, this DeAndre Hopkins stuff is getting pretty creepy. With Hopkins on the field, the Cardinals are 9-2, scoring 27 points a game and covering their spreads by 4.4 points per game. Without him, they're 3-7, failing to cover those spreads by just 3.5 points per game and scoring just 18 points per contest. 270 yards per game with him, 230 without. It's a stark contrast. He changes things for them. And Cliff, usually I look to short this Kingsbury fellow, except maybe in this exact spot. Cliff is, get this, 15-3-2 as a road underdog, with his teams covering those point spreads by an average of 10.1 points per game. Cliff and the Cards have won 8 straight games outright as underdogs on the road. And now take a look at the Vikings. This is 5-1, is straight out of The Walking Dead. They've won 4 straight games, sure, by 1 score each, against the Bears and the Lions and the Saints, who are 2-5, and the Dolphins with a 3rd-string quarterback in a game they got statistically trounced. Show me something. It ain't happening this week. You're going to give me a hook with this Cardinals team, 3.5? Of course we're taking that hook. I take the Cardinals outright, and I'm definitely taking +3.5. Game number 4, a classic AFC East matchup. The perennial power New England Patriots now to Gotham to take on the New York Jets. This is a tough one here. I hate going against Bill Belichick. It's a good way to look like a fool a lot of the time. But I'm a little surprised at how he's handled this whole Mac Jones, Bailey, Zappi conundrum over the past week or so. It seems like some instability that we aren't used to seeing. This is just a momentum play for me. The Jets are playing with confidence. The Pats are on a short week. As long as we can avoid Zach Wilson handing those Patriots short fields in this one, I think it's the home divisional dog. The New York Jets plus 1.5. Game number 5, Sunday Night Football. We wait all day for this. You know me, I've been shorting the Green Bay Packers all year, and we've been looking pretty damn good because of it. Last week, the 2-time defending MVP Aaron Rodgers goes to the nation's capital to play the Commies and their backup quarterback, Taylor Heineke. We made it our game of the year. We said, take Washington, pound those Washington C words. Take the money line, we said. And what happened? 23-21. Washington pad the bank accounts. Now Green Bay is 3.5 outs in the games in their division. They're scuffling. They're playing in their 4th stadium in 4 weeks against the best team in the NFL with the most dynamic playmaking quarterback in the league. He's the new Aaron Rodgers, the number 2 ranked defense, and they're off a bye. Could the pick be any more obvious? We say, my friends, this one is a trick. We're taking Green Bay. Rodgers has been an underdog of more than 6 points just 3 times in his illustrious career. He's 3-0 against the spread in those situations. 3-0 straight up. That's 3 wins. And now get this. Each of those 3 games has happened on this Halloween weekend. Now that is spooky. The Packers are desperate. They hang in there. And if you want to get a little bit frisky, look at that plus 400 money line. It might be worth just a little taste. In any case, a little taste of cheese. It's the Pack plus 10.5. And our final game of the week, it's Monday Night Football on Halloween itself. Your average NFL fan looks at this game, he sees the Bengals have figured something out. And I'll tell you why. Burrow, operating almost entirely out of the shotgun now, has really blown things open for them. But this is a weird divisional game. I don't know if the moon's full, but I'm going to pretend like it is. In fact, the dogs in this series, the Ohio matchup, are 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 contests. For some reason, I think the Bengals offense sputters just a little bit. Look for a surprising performance from Jacoby Brissett, dressed up like a real NFL quarterback. It's a field goal game either way. We'll take the Cleveland Browns in the dog pound plus 3 points. And there you have it, boys and ghouls. Remember what horses to bet on Hallows Eve. Take those nightmares. Those are our picks against the spread for week 8. We'll see you again. Ha 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 ha.